Our fan of the night during this class, drivers making their way in at the trot. This class is going to be broken down into 3 divisions. All right, our gates are going closed. Drivers on the rail at the trot, please. All trot. We are going to be reversing as you make your way around with the Horde family Pertrins entry. Abby will be reversing. And we're going to bring you down to the walk, drivers. Down to the walk, please. And moving you back to the trot, please. All to the trot, spacing yourself out on the rail. And we are going to be lining up with the Horde family Pertrin. Abby will be starting our lineup as she comes around. Our drivers coming into the lineup, please. And this is our first section. Give them a nice round of applause. This is the Amateur Open Kart class, sponsored by Fagan Crane and Equipment. At Fagan Crane and Equipment, they are the #1 source for crane service, crane bear rents, construction equipment rental, and tool rental. Their team of diesel mechanics and technicians take pride in expertly maintaining their inventory for maximum uptime. Wishing best of luck to all of our exhibitors, especially the ground pounders. It is Percheron season in St. Paul. And our judge making notes on his card. This is the first of 3 sections. All right, we are going to be opening the gates and excusing this division. Making their way out first, Mr. Gary Myers entry, joining us from Virginia. Out to your right, please. Out to your right. No, we're going to go out to your right. Brooke Ruggles entry will be making her way out next with Judy exhibiting. Followed by Jennifer Wilcox with the Gray Thunder Percherons. Michaela Whitehead also with the Gray Thunder Percherons. Morgan Yoder doing the driving for Yoder Sand and Gravel. Angie Dare doing the driving for the Stickler family entry from Ohio. And Horde Family Percherons making their way out with Abby exhibiting. They join us from Ohio as well. We have been asked to remind everyone that there are no scooters or segways in the shopping area on the concourse. Make sure tomorrow that we are not with our segways or scooters in the shopping area, please. On the rail at the trot, please. This is our second division on the rail at the trot. Make sure everyone, if you would stop where you are. Again, we're going to just change some little spacing on our bit there, and we'll get everybody moving again. We did have an add-on to this group, so we have a total of 24 entries, total of 24. We are reversing with the furrows to fences entry. And down to the walk, please. Down to the walk. Move on, please. Trot on, drivers, all to the trot. We're going to open the gate. We have one entry that we are going to be excusing at this time. Drivers, if you would walk, please, down to the walk. And one entry being excused at this time. The gates are opening. Little tough luck, but we'll see her back in again. This won't slow her down. All right, everybody moving back at the trot, please. Back at the trot. The Clary entry will start our lineup as you make your way around. Furrows to fences lining up. This is our second division with our amateur cart class. If you would, give them a nice round of applause. Our judge at this time, looking at our first entry, that is the entry of Furrows to Fences, owned by the Clary family of Wisconsin. Hillside Farms with Jody Morton next to the judge's eye. That is the entry joining us from Missouri with Jody exhibiting. Pittman Perch Runs with Emma Bassness doing the driving next for our judge's review. Number 4031, Straight River Perch Runs with Shelley Simon. Ginrich Perch Runs, number 4045, joining us from Iowa with Merle. And number 4044, CRF Perch Runs from Ohio with Allison. We are going to be opening the gates, and we are going to start with Allison. Out to your right, please. These entries now being excused out to your right. All right, we are setting the scene for our third division. And they are ready to make their way in already. Josh Lancaster leading our hitches. The gate is closed. Drivers on the rail at the trot, please. And we are going to be reversing with the Strawberry Lane entry. Josh starting our reverse. We are reversing. To the walk, please. Down to the walk. And moving back to the trot. Space yourselves moving to the trot. And Josh is going to be starting our lineup with the Strawberry Lane entry. And let's give them a nice round of applause. Our final division in the open amateur cart. Once again, a special thank you to Fagan Crane and Equipment. That is our sponsors for this class, and we sure appreciate their support. They not only supported this class, but they are bronze sponsors of our Percheron Congress. Our judge walking down the lineup first under his review, entry of Strawberry Lane with Josh Lancaster. Next is entry 4038, that is Crystal Mass, joining us from Oklahoma. Squirrely Acres with Katie Fleming next. Little Stars Percherons with Jeff Berkshire next. Lifting Stars Percherons with Jeff Berkshire. Number 2611, Ground Pounder Percherons with Lauren Fagan. And number 4037, Eli Avery's entry with Valerie exhibiting. That is our lineup for our third division. They tell us that we are going to be opening the gates. We are going to bring everybody back in this class. We're going to bring everybody back in and place our top 15 entries from that field. We do want to thank our silver sponsor of our show, Big Horse Wine and Beverage. In July of 2025, Rustomere Stables and Big Horse Wines and Beverages joined forces to bring exciting new innovations to the beverage market, building on the already established Big Horse wine brand. They've expanded beyond traditional bottles and have introduced a new line of carbonated single-serving versions of 3 of their most popular wines. Be on the lookout for BHV Fizz, their carbonated takes on the wines. You know you will love it. Looking ahead to the summer of 26, they are excited to launch their new energy drink line, Giddy Up Energy, designed to increase your horsepower. Giddy Up Energy is just one of the many innovative products currently in development. Again, we are thankful for our silver sponsor, Big Horse Wine and Beverage. Also, a special thank you to silver sponsor, Mid-America Draft Horse Sale, one of the premier draft horse auctions in North America, annually held in February at Gifford, Illinois at Gordyville, USA. The 31st annual sale recently concluded, featuring an elite selection of Percheron geldings, mares, and stallion. If you're looking for the next show prospect, the Mid-America Draft Horse Sale is the place to be. Thank you to Vernon and Virgil for being a silver sponsor. Pay attention to your ring steward. We are having to fill in a lot of spots down there. Again, we are filling in a lot of spots. Remaining hitches are going to come down to the end into the lineup. As they all make their way into the lineup, ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for our final class of the night, our amateur cart, sponsored by Fagan Crane and Equipment. Is making his final decision. We have a couple special awards we're going to be making. We are bringing Miss Bethany in to the arena. Now tonight, Miss Bethany had the honor of selecting her junior queen, her little princess of the World Percheron Congress, with hopes that someday she's going to grow up to be an actual Percheron Association princess. And she has selected Miss Ireland Lobenstein from Wisconsin. That is our future Percheron princess and our future queen. She gets a sash, she gets a crown, and she is going to be our future queen. Brian's going to grab some pictures. And also, we have selected our fan of the night. We watched all over. This fan of the night will be giving away each night, and I was watching all around. And the one person that cheered, jumped, sang, and made the most noise was Maggie Haller. Maggie Haller is from LeSueur, Minnesota, and Maggie is our fan of the night. So she gets that special award for Congress, and she's probably going to grow up to be a Percheron queen as well. So Ireland and Maggie, Ireland, our mini princess, and Maggie is our fan of the night. So congratulations, young girls. We are working on getting the placings in this class. This is a class, again, where we get to put the spotlight on those who don't normally get to make the drive in the arena, but they are the ones that are back working in the stalls and making sure everything is clean and organized and into the arena on time. So this is always a fun class where they get to have the spotlight on them. In this class, we are going to have a few entries that are held in reserve, and this will be in no particular order. In reserve, number 1485A, Gray Thunder Pertrins with Michaela Whitehead. Those entries will be held in reserve. Also in reserve, 2611, Ground Pounder Pertrins with Lauren. In reserve, 1415, Horde Family Pertrins with Abby. You need to make your way out to your right to come out, if you would, please. Also in reserve, CRF Pertrins, that is Allison exhibiting. All right, let's go to your left then. Let's go around to your left. Those entries are held in reserve, again, in no particular order. We appreciate them being part of our show. That is, again, Gray Thunder Pertrins with Michaela, 2611 Ground Pounders with Lauren, 4015 Horde Family Pertrins with Abby, and number 4044, that is CRF Pertrins with Allison. Those entries held in reserve. All right, we are going to start with our 15th position today. That is number 4005, Furrows to Fences. That is the entry of the Clary family. Joining us from Wisconsin with Austin Sikora exhibiting. To your left, please. To your left, please. In 14th position, number 4017, Hillside Farms. The entry owned and driven by Jody Morton, driving from Missouri to be a part of our show. 13th, we'll go to number 4018, Gary Myers entry. Gary, the owner and the driver. 12th place to number 4041, Stickler Family Pertrins with Angie exhibiting, making the trip from Ohio. 11th position is going to number 4045, Ginrich Percherons from Kelowna, Iowa with Merle. And now we're going to move into our top 10. Your top 10 will be coming out to our queens, Jada Lynn and Sophia, for their awards. In 10th place today, Lifting Stars Pertrins. That is Jeff Berkshire's entry. Jeff, the owner, and making his way from British Columbia to be a part of our show. All right, we have to figure out, we have one left in there, and I apologize. We had a lot of missed numbers on this, so we're going to check this out real quick. All right, we are going to verify numbers. I apologize. We want to make sure that we get everyone recognized that needs to be recognized. We do have one more entry that will be held in reserve. That is number 3012, Silver Creek Farms. That is Harry Hegland's entry, the Silver Creek Farm entry. Yep, we truly apologize for that. So 10th place went to Mr. Jeff Berkshire. He has made his way out. 9th place today will go to number 4012, Squirrely Acres, the entry of Katie Fleming. Katie making her way from Ontario to be a part of our show. Congratulations. In 8th place, entry number 4038. That is the entry of Lauren and Crystal Mass, making the trip from Yukon, Oklahoma, with Crystal exhibiting. Seventh place going to number 4031, Straight River Percherons. That is the entry of Nick Harbaugh of Blooming Prairie, with Shelley doing the driving. In 6th place, number 1485, Gray Thunder Percherons. That is the Wilcox family entry of Mokina, Illinois, with Jennifer doing the driving. In 5th place, entry number 2404, Yoder Sand and Gravel, making the trip from Stevensville, Montana, with Morgan Yoder driving. Congratulations, Morgan. We have two sets of newlyweds driving, the Wilcox newlyweds and the Yoders making their way around newlyweds, so congratulations. In 4th place, the award is going to Brooke Ruggles' entry. Brooke joining us from Three Rivers, Michigan, and Judy is doing the driving. In 3rd place today, entry number 4037, Eli Avery's entry. Joining us from Kansas with Valerie doing the driving. Nice job, Valerie. In the arena, your reserve world and your world champion in our amateur kart. The reserve honors today going to entry number 2698, Strawberry Lane Percherons. That is Mr. Josh Lancaster doing the driving. They made the trip from Alberta, Canada to be a part of our show. And ladies and gentlemen, our huge congratulations. Your world champion in the amateur kart, number 1377, that is the entry of the Pittman Percherons. Miss Emma Bassness doing the driving. The Pittmans have been cheering loud and proud all night, and this will just be the icing. Congratulations to Emma, capturing our blue ribbon and the world title. Our Queen Sophia and Jada Lynn making the presentation. All right, congratulations going to the Pittman Percherons. Emma capturing your world title. What a nice smile on her face. Give her a nice round of applause as she makes her way around as your world champion. She is making her way down the blue ribbon pass as your world champion. Once again, congratulations to Miss Emma Bassness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude our night for your first night of the Percheron Congress. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.